Hey, you're listening to the Brutally Delicious Podcast. I'm Bruce.
My name is Chris.
And today we're going to speak with rock and roll heavy metal legend Frankie Banali of Quiet Riot. Looking forward to chatting with him.
Me too. You know why I'm talking like a cowboy?
Because of the Hollywood Cowboys.
Yeah!
I've heard the record, and it's pretty cool, so I can't wait to chat with him, see what he's got to say.
Yeah, it's really cool. The first song off it, Don't Call Me Love, or Don't Call It Love, really surprised me. I wasn't quite ready for it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, and the timing with this interview, I mean, it wasn't set up that way, but the timing with this interview after his announcement yesterday of pancreatic cancer is going to be quite interesting. So.
Well, it's so sad, but I mean, I like, as far as I'm aware, pancreatic cancer is a pretty hard thing to beat.
Yeah,
you know?
But he seems to have a positive attitude in the stuff I've seen, and all I can say is I probably speak for every metalhead out there. We wish him the best. So.
Oh, absolutely. But it just goes to show, when you love metal, you keep going no matter what.
Absolutely.
You know? And that's something I think everyone can take a lesson from.
I 100% agree.
You never stop until you're stopped.
Right.
You know?
I 100% agree. Keep pushing. So
yeah, absolutely.
Let's get him on the line and see what happens.
Hello.
Hello, Frankie.
Yes.
Hey, this is Bruce Moore. I'm supposed to have a 3:30. I've got my partner on the line as well, Chris. Frankie.
Hi, Frankie. Nice to meet you. I'm Chris.
So I want to thank you for taking the time, especially after your announcement yesterday. And that must have been pretty hard, but I could speak.
No worries, all good.
I could speak from I guess probably most of the metal community. We wish you the best in battling it.
I truly appreciate that. Thank you.
So
absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think if anyone can do it, you can do it. So let's get right into the record then. Now that Hollywood Cowboys is done, it's number 11. How do you feel about it, and are you satisfied with the outcome?
Yeah, I'm really, really happy. One of the things I set out to do is to have songs on the record that are true to the Quiet Riot sound. You know, if you want to call it hard rock or arena metal, or whatever you want to call it, and there are songs on there like Don't Call It Love, In the Blood, which is the video song, video premiere this Friday, October 25th,
right.
As well as Heartbreak City and Devil That You Know. Those are very in tune with the Quiet Riot sound. But then we have heavier tracks like Change or Die and Insanity, and even a blues song, The Record Don't Roll On. So I'm very pleased with the way things have turned out.
Do you find it difficult? I mean, this is album number 11 now. Do you find it difficult not writing the same songs or coming up with fresh material?
Not at all. I mean, you know, there's a danger in trying to repeat a style that you are, you know, known for and became famous for, and you know, it's a double-edged sword, because anytime you record anything that sounds too much like something you've done in the past, especially things that we have done on the Mental Health record, people are going to criticize and say, well, you're just copying and trying to ride on the success of something that you did, you know, decades ago.
Right.
And then the other side of the coin is people saying, well, this doesn't sound anything like Quiet Riot. So understanding that, I've always made a point of pleasing myself first, and if I'm successful in doing that, then hopefully other people will be pleased with the end result.
Nice. What was the writing process like for this record?
Well, I usually start to write immediately after or shortly after the previous record is recorded and delivered. So even before Road Rage came out, started writing for this particular record with my songwriting partner Neil Citron. So we worked on what ended up being the 12 songs we were happy with over a year's period, and then those songs were sent to our vocalist. And he was inclined to write to 5 of the songs, but not inclined to write to the other 7. So I reached out to songwriters and vocalists that I respect and admire. The first one being Jacob Button, who's one of the best singer-songwriters in the business. So he was responsible for the lyrics and melodies on Don't Call It Love, In the Blood, Heartbreak City, and Devil Janelle. And then on a couple of the heavier tracks, Change of Dial and Insanity, reached out to another friend, Neil Turbin, who's, a great heavy metal writer. So he was responsible for the lyrics and melodies for those. And then for the blues song, I enlisted another good friend, August Young, who I work with in the Mr. Jimmy Band with Jimmy Sakurai, and he contributed the lyrics and melodies to that song. And Jacob sang background on the 4 songs he wrote to. Neil sang background on the 2 that he wrote to, and August on the 1 that he wrote to. So I was very pleased with the diversity of style and input from some of my closest friends.
Nice.
That's awesome. When I was listening to the record, I was wondering, did you guys record to like a computer or did you record to tape?
No, I recorded all the drums analog tape. I'm like as old school as they get.
Yeah.
And I have a particular drum sound that doesn't really it's not really well represented if you're recording, digital. So we went to tape, and then of course, that went on to digital, but it still has that old school tape sound, which I happen to love. And it's the only way to really interpret the drum sound that I've developed and grew up with.
You can hear the difference right from the beginning. Yeah.
As soon as I heard it, I messaged Bruce and I said, Bruce, I think they recorded the tape. This is awesome.
Yep. Yeah, that's as old school as it gets, and it's becoming increasingly difficult to find studios that still have 2-inch 24-track machines to work off of, and I still have a stock of Virgin 2-inch tape, so I brought that out, and we just moved forward.
Nice. I'm not going to geek out of it, but I just have to know, is it 499 or GP9? What are you using?
499.
Oh, nice. Love that.
Nerd.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're not messing around with any. Regardless of whether anybody gets it or not or notices.
I noticed right away, so I thank you for doing that. It's awesome.
So Frankie, I was looking at the bio and it says James Durbin is on the record and Jizzy Pearl is live. Is that true?
Yeah, that is correct. James quit almost immediately after the record was delivered to the label and the filming of the video was done, and so it put me in the interesting position of having to promote a record with a singer that's no longer with the band. But once he made his intentions aware to me, within 24 hours I had replaced him with a fellow previous Quiet Riot alumni.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Great.
Right.
I do.
Yeah, and Jizzy's great. Like I've said many times before, I like him. I respect him. I think he's a great rock singer. I think he's got a great persona, and he's a great live performer. And he's his own singer, and I think he brings a lot to the table that is respectful to the Quiet Riot legacy without trying to copy or repeat, some of the things that the late great Kevin DuBrow had done with the band. So for me, it's a win-win situation. It's respectful to the legacy, but at the same time, it's fresh.
Sure. All right. I know I said I wouldn't keep you too long, but I got a quick question for you. So when you're doing live shows, and I know you guys do quite a few live shows, what's it like being out there now? Because you've been doing it for so long. I imagine you're seeing like people my age bringing their kids. So you're getting multi-generational kind of crowds, right?
Yeah, the thing that I'm very grateful when it comes to Quiet Riot is the fact that we've had a fan base, going as far back as 1982, that has stayed with us for decades. But I'm also seeing fans out there, younger fans that weren't even born when the Mental Health record came out, and they actually know the lyrics to the songs.
Right.
So that's very gratifying because that means that we're just not a legacy act. We're an act that is still alive and well.
Right. That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
So I know you're dealing with your health problems. Are you planning on taking us on the road?
Well, I'm actually going to play this Saturday, October 26th at the Whiskey with the show. And I think I'm going to get green lighted from my medical team to finish out the the other 2 shows after the whiskey for this year, and I have every intention to go back out on the road in 2020. We've already accepted dates for next year, so
nice.
I'm going to keep Quiet Riot moving forward, regardless of what the situation is.
What kind of what's the set list going to look like? A good mix of old and new, or are you just sticking with more of the newer stuff?
Well, I think a lot of the fans that come to our shows, and especially the older fans, they want to sort of, recreate and relive the past and the 80s, which was such a great time in all of our lives. And I'm very mindful of that. So our set is usually comprised of most of the material off the Mental Health record, a few things off of the Condition Critical record, something off the QR3 record. And I will likely add 1 or 2 songs from Hollywood Cowboys next year, but I don't add any new songs until after the record comes out, and the record is not scheduled to be released until November 8th. And the year is pretty much winding down now for the last quarter of the year.
Sure.
So we'll begin full force again in 2020 with classic Quiet Riot songs and possibly a few songs off the Hollywood Cowboys record.
Awesome. Chris, you got anything?
I don't, man. I just wanted to say thanks for being an inspiration to everyone in metal, dude.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I've always said that the reason that Quiet Riot has continued this long, and we continue still today, is because of people like you and the fans and that support. Because without them, there is no Quiet Riot, and I'm very grateful for that. And I'm also incredibly grateful and incredibly touched with all the responses and all the love and prayers and good wishes that I've received since going public with my situation yesterday. Right. And it's overwhelming in a great way, but also very humbling, and I'm very grateful for that.
Awesome. Yeah, I've been a long-time fan. I was just trying to think. I saw you guys open for Black Sabbath, I think probably like 84-ish, like on Born Again.
1983, we were promoting the Mental Health record, and they were promoting the Born Again tour.
Yeah, I was.
With Ian Gillan on vocals.
Yeah, I saw that at the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island.
Yeah, that was a great tour, and it was a great package because what it did is, Black Sabbath had a predominantly male audience, which Quiet Riot wanted.
Right.
And Quiet Riot had predominantly a female audience, which Black Sabbath wanted.
Right.
So I think it worked out well for both bands. As a matter of fact, I just saw Geezer Butler 2 nights ago, and once again thanked him for having Quiet Riot open up for them in 1983.
That's so funny. That's so long ago, but I remember it clear as day.
Yeah, not a day goes by that I'm not grateful for everything that has happened for Quiet Riot, even though, we've had some difficult times, but everything that has happened for Quiet Riot since 1983, I'm incredibly grateful. And if it wasn't for the fans, I wouldn't be here now.
Awesome. Thank you, Frankie. I appreciate taking the time. Be well, get better. Sending you good vibes and prayers. Thanks for taking the time.
Don't worry about it at all. Listen, I am ridiculously grateful for your interest in Quiet Riot, so I take that very seriously and always happy to make the time to chat with you.
Awesome. You have a great day, Frankie.
You as well, my
Thanks,
friend.
Man.
Take
Be
care.
well. All right, bye.
Rock on. What a nice guy.
Holy cow.
Like,
and
sorry, I had to ask the tech question.
No, I'm glad because I was trying to keep it light and. Well, I'm glad we got to do that, man.
Yeah, me too.
And I truly wish him the best. All right, later, my friend.
Thanks for listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast.
Keep it metal.
Always.
All right, I'll see you, man. Bye.
Bye.
Hello out there. Yes, hello out there, everyone. I'm Hal Schwartz.
And I'm Flynn McLean. Together we host None But the Brave, a podcast dedicated to the music and career of Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce and E Street Band are on tour right now for the first time in 6 years, and we're taking a detailed look at what's happening on stage in our bi-weekly episodes.
We've also been recently joined by some very exciting guests, including rock journalist Warren Zanes and Stephen Hayden, Backstreet's Magazine founder Charles Cross, and Barstool's Kirk Minahan.
If you're a diehard Springsteen fan, this is the show for you.
So please subscribe to None But the Brave on your favorite podcasting platform, and we hope to see you further on up the road.
Thank you so much. We'll be seeing you.